Here's the thing. Actual reality. How would you get there? Well, to really do it, and there's all these different ways you can explore the mind. You can take substances and you can just smoke weed, you can drink, you can get like high on whatever drug you want, ayahuasca and DMT and all those things. And you can listen to binaural beats, which I have one on in the background just while I was driving, because you can explore your mind any way you want to. But the way you actually feel what actual reality is you fast for a little while, you drink plain water, and then when you take that quiet time to meditate, you have no sounds on. You're already detoxified for a little while, at least from the things that you've ingested or inhaled or anything that you've done. So your body is clean of those toxins. So then you don't even, like, you know, a lot of times, like when I meditate, I listen to binaural beats, like I said, or just any frequencies or things like that. But you can do all those to explore your mind. That's what you're supposed to do anyway. There's nothing wrong with experiencing. But to experience the actual reality, when people, I have someone in mind that I'm thinking here, and they think they get it because they've tripped a bunch of times and they've done a bunch of drugs and da-di-da-di-da-di-da. But they're not taking the time to detoxify their body of all the things, like the food, the meat, everything that you can ingest or digest or any, like I said, anything. Nothing but water, elements, okay? So then when you take this quiet time after you have fasted, detoxified from chemicals and drugs and food, pure water, of course, during this fasting, then let it be 72 hours at least, or a week if you can do that. It's not that hard, really. And try to sweat some of your stuff out to help detoxify. You know, it might be a little difficult, but you'll be okay. You know, don't do it if you're super out of shape or have heart conditions. So, but here is the thing. To really see what actual reality is, you don't listen. You don't hear, and you don't even listen. You just don't. When you meditate, you have nothing on. You don't get high. You don't take a drug, because that's right there. As soon as you say that you saw how reality was when you took this thing, well, you took this thing, and that's what you're seeing. The effects of the distortion of the reality in that dimension. Yes, there are all kinds of parts of this reality. There's so many different realities and so many dimensions. Yes, there are. There's infinite dimensions. There really are. But to see what actual reality is, at least one time, you just do what I said. You clear your body out for as long as you can, and then when you quiet your mind, you don't smell, you don't listen, you don't hear, you don't look, you don't feel, you don't experience. I mean, I would say lay in the grass or sit in the grass. And no sounds, just nature. But then you don't even listen to it. You just, as quiet as you can, maybe even plug your ears, but that would be doing something too. But we're trying to say actual reality would be being cleansed, doing very deep breathing, you know, at a comfortable pace. You could do any breathing technique, because all you're doing is trying to tap into that action, like the nature side of oxygen and elements. I don't know what you would really call it, honestly. We don't have words for what the actual frequency of life is. We just call it words, like I just said, frequency of life, you know, whatever. And you breathe and oxygen and air and whatever, all the elements, you know. But that's, so you lay down in the grass, you detoxified, no sounds, no drugs, you know, you don't even pay attention to the grass underneath you. You just shut your mind off completely and be completely cleansed. And just sit there and just try not to think. Not even try not to think. Just shut it off. Don't fall asleep, but just be there. The way you would meditate on something else and just whatever. Experience so much that you're not experiencing anything but it itself. I guess that's the way actual reality. I'm not saying I guess, but I guess that's the best way I could explain it. So, peace.